Kuno made Kuno. Kuno says whatever the fuck he wants. There are no rules here, pig. I fucking say I when I wanna, and Kuno when I wanna. Kuno's free. Kuno's free to fucking die, bitch.
This is what he sometimes does when things get tense.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in, like, 3 seconds! Don't let him, Kuno!
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Well, don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno! You'll have to take me away!
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the eaves. Someone closing a window. Without a word, she disappears entirely behind the fence. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns completely red now, with splotches of white beginning to appear across his face. Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation. You got him. Now convince him to leave the cryptozoologist's traps alone.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit is all...
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Build shit when he's zipping hard. Fuck. Pig, you really shouldn't have fucked with Kuno City. Now it's all fucking lame. Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno's tired of this shit.
There's silence between the two children. They're not saying anything to each other, nor looking in each other's direction.
I'll die before I squeal, pig. What's this kid?
Get the fuck out.
So it's a girl. Interesting.
I'll die before I squeal. Murder was the case.
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't...
Hello, officer. I think I almost have it. A new... So it was just a child.
Thank you for telling us, sweetie. This is good news, right? It means we...
Something is secretly gnawing at her confidence. It's not this Kuno kid or the missing locusts. It's something else.
Yeah, you're right. We just need to restock the empty trap. Then we'll need to inspect the traps one more time. And then maybe we can...
He has a 38-degree fever. His resilience has given way.
Darling, I told you to take it easy. You're getting sick. Maybe it's time to go home.
You're right, you're right. We can come back next season, when it's warmer.
Of course, sweetie. You've helped us so much already. Everyone would understand if you...
You can? Fine. It's better than having these people get pneumonia on the coast.
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is we're grateful for your help.
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely...
Wow. Co-discovery. You'd be famous. You'd show them all. This would show them all. We need to get you on that list of discoverers. No question about that.
Hey, was there something? No, you don't. It's not happening.
He tries not to look at you. It's dangerous to acknowledge the karaoke man.
The Whirling's not a charity or a musical therapy clinic. It's a commercial establishment. You're going to scare away the customers. The Whirling doesn't need more sad style. That's one of the styles it can do without right now. There never will be a right.
The Coppernado is back. What do you want? Yeah? What? Anything else you want, Cobb?
Officer, it's a... Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
A warm column of air rises around you, encircling the building you stand on. You feel its twisting shape, bits of paper and birds on the thermal, along with several million liters of water, all rising up into the great Insulindian sky. Because it's warm, from the gathering spring, from the oceanic current flowing into the bay, the people on the streets, the machines that hum in the harbor, heavy fuel oils too. From the vapor, a great cumulus is formed, a cloud castle 1,000 meters high. A flock of seagulls screams, hitchhiking on the thermal. They too are part of the procession, the honor watch. For her, the guest, waiting. As safe as you keep her. For Gloria, soon these clouds will all fall down as rain. Spring will come. 2 more months, maybe less. It's time.
You mean here in Martinez? I'm waiting for the miracle to happen. It'll take one to get me out of the mess I'm in.
And what would that miracle be?
The return, of course. Now, I know I'm not from around here. I would only be hitchhiking. The return is a big hit in the industrial espionage circles. A lot of desperate, seedy types there. All screwed in this unipolar world. Don't you know, sir? I thought you were from around here. You look like Mr. Revachol. The return, well, it's part urban myth, part political science. It's a fool's hope, sir, and it's also all I've got. They say there will be an event, that it will happen somewhere here, in Revachol West. They say it will happen soon, and that it will change everything.
Le retour.
As I said, there's talk. In the competitive intelligence crowd, a lot of people, like me, we need a new color on the map. It's all blue, you see, and that blue doesn't like us. No, I came all this way on a false passport and some money. To hide, mostly. In the most volatile part of the Real Belt, where it's easiest to disappear. Where the walls are still porous and you can slip through. This is just something to get me through the night, you know? A little espérance.
Still, the story influenced her choice of where to run. It must have some hidden layers.
Soon. But it's been soon for almost half a century now, so don't hold your breath. No need to worry, Lieutenant. I'm sure the streets will not erupt in seditious violence just yet.
These streets? I'm not so sure, miss.
Of the king, of the nation, of communism, return on investment. I don't know exactly. It's meant to be vague, as promises generally are. But at the same time, I mean, things can't go on like this forever. Something will give. It always does.
It's an empty vessel, an amphora waiting to be filled. Something always returns from the past. It's how the future happens. Many guesses turn out to have been right.
Yeah, I guess it is.
So she thinks, at least partly, that this return will feature a self-governing Revachol. She has already placed her bets.
I do.
I agree, Detective. Something is coming. Trouble. It will be a hot spring. I don't know what exactly, but...
Something is happening in this city. I can feel it when I'm out here at night.
Her thought trails off. The wind picks up again. Above her, a great cumulus cloud rises, ready to fall down as precipitation. April will come, then May. A month, maybe 2 from now. You shudder. The feeling dissipates.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? What for? Well, if it's for art, but what kind of art are we talking about? Then you have time to find your own fucking brush. There, Piggy. I guess art just isn't really you. 'Cause you suck in life and in everything. Hello again, officers. I don't believe it.
The bemusement in her voice doesn't fully mask genuine tenderness.
There'll never be skulls, but their hearts are in the right place. Fat chance, but you can still do your part to revitalize the neighborhood.
She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips.
Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinez, no gun. This place is a sepulchre. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous. You bring the sirens. Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural? Can't you tell? I'm painting. I haven't really started it yet. I'm waiting for the right words. Yeah? Thanks. I'm sure the inspiration.
She means the You've lessened her desire to deface the building. Ruination has come. The broken arches betray the once grand history of this building. It towered over the harbor until it happened. A great force from the northeast fired into the city. Heavy artillery shelled the coastline. Fired from the water, a straight shot into Revachol. The tenement acted as a defensive wall against the worst of the shelling until it was destroyed, and they had a direct firing line. The waves of the Martinez Inlet roll over the fallen remains of the building. The dark waters obscure the better part of the remains. This is where the damage came from somewhere in the inlet, the cannons. What didn't fall into the ocean was used as scrap. What wasn't used as scrap was thrown into the ocean. Those arches acted as support for something greater than what you see now. Only 3 stories stand where 9 to 12 once did. Restoration has failed. What the shelling took out was never rebuilt. Underwater, iron helmets have sunk deep into the sand and the mud. Helmets of soldiers, and their finger bones too, and clavicles, littering the ocean floor. A fleet, the combined armies of Occident and Grad, with Mesk volunteers, a 5-nation army, hundreds of vessels. They massed airships further down in the Bay of Revachol. The artillery was so powerful. The ships not only required gyroscopic stabilization, they were anchored into the ocean floor as well. Many are still there to this day. If you squint, you can just barely see the shadow on the water, far in the northeast.
The coalition. But that was a long time ago. I think we should move on. It's chilly up here.
He does not like talking politics of this kind.
Yes?
The edges of the pages are... You open his arms. Good God. You flip to the copyright page. Berserker rage burns in his azure. Man from Heimdall. The steel muscles of man from Heimdall. A passage read. Thine spells are no match for... I have grand plans for you, man from Heimdall. She gestures her diabolical hand. What do you even know about literature? Have you ever read a book in your life? This is not just another book. It's Man from Heimdall, and it's done with you. A cockatoo. This book talks about where to even begin. Pet owners, it is not recommended. You're right. Ouch. Not great for the neighbors. This is a Ooh. Perhaps, in the words, it must be glorious to be. Despite its banging name, the bang Perhaps in the words, it must be glorious, despite its banging. Medicinal purpose. Very well. First, choose a base ingredient. Next, you'll need to combine the base ingredient with lastly, is there anything you've created a delicious? If only you could find one of these. Would you like to try again? You close the book. It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much. But it will not. The face of comrade. But. So please, if you value our radical Mazovian perspective on contemporary politics, culture,
What do you...
you flip back to the front of the mag. This section, you also... Whoa. Bear wrestling. Flip back. It seems to be part, according to this extremely based on Sapormat sport. Don't forget, right? Like, it's quite, according to the SR. That's very much the idea. President Kaczynski has long maintained that a strong body is the best
The Samaran People's Republic? No, I should expect not. Why do you ask? They're quite the spectacle, as I understand. I've heard they make the people in the front rows wear plastic sheets on account of the blood.
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds. It takes a moment. It evokes as you leaf through this The main feature, though, is a long essay titled "This So." That certainly you think you're. Instead, you find yourself skimming a 10,000 word. Where to eat? So all of it, basically, and that at the end of the day, it's the destruction of these 750. Sure, it's the stilted language and overconfident tone. That's the real giveaway. The magazine stares back at you defiantly. It's pretty sure you just don't get it.
Come on. Can this article read your mind? A certain kind of young man reads one. If I had to wager, I'd say they've never...
You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table of contents unfolds. Unsurprisingly, much of this section, you skim the headlines. Finally, this must be Gaston's handiwork. According to these editorials, there can be no accommodation with the forces of international... Why do communists love puerile insults? And they wonder... You flip back to the front of the magazine. The table... The worn map features the patchwork of your finger finally coming... The worn map. Your finger moves through the various streets, across finally coming to a halt on the spot where you are currently. You stare at the now familiar. The back cover is she can't be much older than her mid-30s. In cold, the Yugo-Grad riots took as ethnic tensions. It would physically hurt you to keep reading. Are you They go through a brief and he toils through the daily drudgery. She spends the memory of their short time spent together as life leaves their remains between the soil sheets. Their final thoughts are filled. The bullet is still safely sealed away in a You hold in your hand the alphabet. Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. A is for azimuth. B is for Boreas. C is for H is for homeboy. I is for econ. J is for Yura. K is for collapse. L is for laudanum. M is for myriad. Q is for quasar. R is for rhododendron. S is for sinus. T is for tricolor. That's it. You know the alphabet now.
Good. I also know the...
The edges of the page, the jacket, he is You open his arms whirling. Good God, you flip to the copyright page. This book was written. Berserker Rage, man from Heimdall rides on a gilded griffin. The edges of the page. The trap stands empty amongst the reeds, powdered with snow. No insect sounds or movement around.
Fantastic.
The locusts, dazed from being they're not really going to get the chance to get comfortable.
Good. Now that's done. Don't answer that.
He doesn't want to. But if there is one more cryptozoological runaround, he must. The portal reel is just... You press the large button marked comments, then the orc telling you about the... Within seconds you know this is the one. A click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape stops spinning. Crying is good. It gives your performance... Yup, they're all here. And the B-side of the tape got the lieutenant...
Yes?
You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is operating. Calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked to anyone in quite a while.
Writing. I hate writing so much. But I have to get back to it.
The man disappears with a sigh. You do not hear the customary disconnect tone. Just silence in there. Seems like it did not have time to swallow the coin. Lucky you. The call went too fast for the payphone to register. You can still make a new one without paying. You close your eyes and put your index finger on the rotary dial. Then pull down on the number. Then move one up. And strange. This is not how you started before. You dialed 001. This is not the area code of Revachol. 005 is Revachol, ZOC. 001 is Grad, on the Grad Isola, where the telephone was invented. 414447. 1117361. Your fingers keep moving like a... Yes. 451-67451. You are going deeper now, into some unknown place, far away from this island of matter and its telecommunication networks. "451. You have dialed God knows how many numbers. The headset has been waiting silently to relay a signal. Short and ultra-long distance call. Your air fills with a crackle, the wash of a strange ocean full of white noise. A little bird starts ringing in there, not like the local calling tone before. No, a small ring in a cage of distortion, far away, a distant network of phones. Calling in the night. The saddest sound in the world. Calling still. The handset starts slipping from your sweaty palm. Your breathing is heavy. The lieutenant is too far away to hear your yelp. The sea wind blows. Calling still. Then the ocean breaks. Out of the depths, a woman's voice emerges. Small. The dearest thing you've ever heard.
Hello? Dora, who is this?
Dora. The name feels like a gift. And fight. In the distorted distance, you hear someone turning next to her. Bed spring. Don't react. Whatever you do, don't react to that last thing.
you, isn't it? It's you. What? Oh no. Is that you?
This is too much. You need to recede. Silence. The connection falters. You hear?
Who is this? Dora.
Dora. And fight in the don't react. Whatever you do, don't react to that last.
What? Oh no. Is that you?
This is too much. You need.
Oh no, not this. What time is it? What? Oh no.
This is too much. You need.
Oh no, not this. What time is it?
A sigh. She heard you, but she does not hang up. And neither do you. You can't. A sigh. She heard you, but she does not hang up. And neither do you. You can't.
You're not a Kingsman, Harry. You're drunk.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Because it's me. Look, I don't understand what you're saying or why you're calling me. You seem drunk. Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
To work. The academy, where I work.
No response, only a sigh. The connect. What are you doing to yourself right now? You need to stop, Harry. You'll die. Your hand isn't moving. The headset hisses in your ear with evil sadness.
Yes, I'm in my rover. Sleeping. Oh no. Please stop. Please, let's just hang up.
Your hand isn't moving. The headset hisses in your ear with evil sadness.
Yes.
She does not answer anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money. Run to the church, home, anywhere but here. Anything but calling her again. You dial the number again. In the middle, calling. It looks like she doesn't want to pick it up, Harry. Stop scaring her. Come on, you know why. Calling.
Harry, please.
Underneath it, she is naked and warm under a blanket.
Please.
Phone hanging, disconnect tone. The woman still had nothing. No response.
Put your hands where I can see them.
Show me your hands. This is the pace. Show me your hands. Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
Madame, please drop the firearm immediately.
The man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket.
Fear and superseding event. Split-second decision. Get on the ground. Get on the goddamn ground. Get on the ground. I want you on the pavement. Subject yourself to a full body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth, navel, urethra, force.
In her mind, the cavity search is happening, as long as she's saying it. It appears the things she says are very real to her.
Be careful, detective. Don't do anything that...
The situation looks bad. Calm, you'll have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you... This is dangerous. You're 70% certain you always leave your gun loaded.
Back up! Back up! Back up! Status unconfirmed!
No. I thought Mr. Moran... Gareth!
Aggravated assault! Man down! Officer!
There's a scenario unfolding in her head right now. It has nothing to...
What's the situation, officer?
Law enforcement compromised! Impersonating a police officer!
Does she not believe you two are actually police officers?
License and registration! Come in, dispatch! Sector!
It's not a code, just disjointed words.
It's a goddamn police shitbag! Have the paper!
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs?
Officer in need of assistance! Suspect!
Ma'am, please. We want to help you, but...
Disturbance reported. Authorized deadly force.
Big red key. That's code for the battering ram. Cop talk. You know this.
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
I don't think she's on drugs. Being off drugs might actually be the problem here.
All right. This is how we do it. You hurl the tear bag in her face, already darting right, and immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel. No, that won't be necessary. Look closer. The gun, all 3 barrels, red and blue light shining through. It's not loaded.
Huh? My God, I think you're right.
This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this? Police guns have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
She looks devastated. Grab the gun right now. This might be your only...
No one ever cared use anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Poor woman. We need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't.
She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for how long. Could be days when they get like this. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness. Could be. Her hands were trembling and she did seem uncoordinated. But what are we gonna do with her? She's in a stupor. I've seen this before. God knows for. Honestly, I don't know. Dementia, probably. Dementia and Channel 8 and loneliness. Could be. Her hand. I don't think there's any need for that. In her current state, we could let Titus know. This is a perfect problem for the local peacekeepers to handle. They might even know her family. Then we can ask him once we get back to the whirling. But we have to hurry, because it's late and they might... But I think we're done here for now.
Please, leave the radio on.
Reflex to what? Being left alone. She stands motionless. Just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you search her once more. The woman stands slumped. She is one of those things police... There were narcotics in there too. You're thinking of taking them. Do. She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle.
Oh, is that...
It's hard to say. It's been so long since you wore yours. The lieutenant nods. The old woman doesn't react to your touch. The portal reel, you press the large button marked. Then the organ starts playing, a simple, melancholic tune echoing in the hallway. A lone singing voice joins in, telling you about the time. Within seconds you know, this a click, then silence for a bit. Then the tape. Crying is good. It gives you, yup, they're all, and the beat got. The woman is one of those. There were narcotics in there too. You pick up the handset. There's a tone. The machine is up. Calling.
I'm tired.
Sounds like he hasn't talked it.
Writing.
The man. You do not seem lucky you. The call went too fast for the pin. You close your eye. Strange. This you dial 004111. Yes. Fourth and ultra calling. Calling. The sad calling. The handset starts slipping from your sweat. lieutenant is too far away to hear your calling. Then the ocean breaks.
Hello? Who is this? Dora, who is this? The connection is bad.
Dora. The name feels like a gift. A gift that was meant for you, to make it possible to live and fight. In the distorted distance, you hear. Don't react. Whatever you do,
No. It's you, isn't it? It's you.
a sigh. She heard you, but she does not hang up. And neither do you. You can't.
What? Oh no. Is that...
This is too much. You need to recede. Silence. The connection falters.
You're not a Kingsman, Harry. You're drunk.
You only have 2, maybe 3 things left to say before the change runs out.
Oh, God. Do you know what time it is? It's so late here. It's 4 o'clock, Harry. I need to wake up in 2 hours. What do you want to talk about that we haven't talked about already?
This is bad. You feel your right hand on the handset cramping up with pain.
To work. The academy, where I work.
No response, only a sigh. The connection crackles like
Oh no, please stop. Please, let's just...
Your hand isn't moving. The headset hisses in your ear with evil sadness.
Yes.
She does not answer anymore.
Harry.
Disconnect tone. The machine ran out of money. Run. You dial the number again. 26 pulls of the rotary dial. In the calling. It looks like she does not want to pick. Come on, you know why. Calling.
Harry.
Underneath it, she is naked and warm under a blanket.
Please.
Phone hanging. Disconnect tone. You dial the number at calling, and calling for who knows how long, but no one answers. You need to insert more money to call again. The cold metal is hard and hurts your knuckles.
You're back? Good.
Aye, the sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is turning south.
All the traps are stopped. Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you? Just a second. Sylvie Man... Yes. Hello? Oh, great. What else do you need, detective? You mean, why did I...
Why not?
You know...
You think you hear a sliver? Don't be paranoid. She's obviously talking about someone else, not you.
I really don't want to talk about this. Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. No, absolutely not.
That came so fast, you can't but wonder what else she would be good at. Baseball? Ring-a-bell quiz shows? Catching keys in the air? Petting an angry cat? You hear the call.
Anything else I can help you with?
10-4, come in. Fireworker, over. 10-4, sir, roger that, and very glad to hear it. I will make relevant changes to the report. 10-4, sir. Sorry. 10-4. Anything else, sir? Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
getting late. It's getting late.
Good night, officer.
A brisk coastal wind still howls against the window of the shack. Occasionally, the room feels muffled, like you pulled your hat over your ears. Outside, it is cold and windy, but you're inside, and it feels safe and warm.
What is this place to you?
Overhead, you hear the forlorn shriek of seagulls. Far below the birds, a wooden boardwalk filled with abandoned stands, tables and benches, echoes from a long-lost time. A middle-aged man stands in a rundown shack on the edge of a fishing village, listening to the heater hum on the wall. Outside, the howl of the wind has picked up. The waves crash against the stilts again. It's as if you think the thought, but in someone else's voice.
Revachol forever.
The bed is comforting, if... The place feels almost like home now.
It's easier this time. Drifting off, your head has found a comfortable indent in the pillow. Your legs and your torso feel like lead weights sinking to the bottom of this...
This respite. You've earned it, brother. Bask in the darkness. Let it swallow you up and swivel you around while you forget No, this is the one before that. We'll just keep cycling it for you.
Enjoy it while it lasts.
You're welcome, Harry boy.
After centuries of darkness, the alarm rings. But what's this? You actually feel rested.
Go.